Bless up yourself, don't stress up yourself. I hope everyone is doing great today. It's a lovely day. Jesus was a student of the game. Jesus was a student. He studied. At just 12 years of age, I believe it was, Jesus was lost. Like his parents was looking for him for 3 days. Jesus was lost to them. But you know where he was? In the temple. Doing what? Studying, asking questions, communicating, getting involved, getting in the mix. Whatever you want in life, you have to get in the way of it. And some people think it's a separation between the Bible or Christ and life. No, it's a connection. Everything is one. Jesus is teaching you how to live in the world, not just, how heaven is it. No, no, no. He's teaching you how you're supposed to live in the world. He's giving you truth. He's giving you the keys to be successful in the world. Jesus not only wants us to make it to heaven, but he also wants us to bring heaven on earth, which is really possible. And a lot of people don't believe that, but it is. And so Jesus was a student of the game. He knew what he wanted, and that was to get close to God and to learn and to be wise. And so guess what he did? He got wise counselors. Whatever you want to do in life, you have to get people that are ahead of you, that already accomplished what you trying to accomplish, whether it be basketball, whether it be barbering, whether it be content. You have to put your pride and ego aside and humble yourself. Jesus showed humility. He was humble enough to go and ask questions, learn, humble enough to know that he don't know it all. So he had to listen to what they say and not just listen, but understand everything that came out of their mouth. And it's a misconception. A lot of people that say, especially in the Christian, community, they like to say, "Oh, don't question this or don't question that." But I'm pretty sure Jesus asked a lot of questions when he was in that temple. And even I was reading yesterday, it say long. I can't remember the specific verse, but it said, "How long will ye be simple?" Jesus don't want you to be gullible. You don't supposed to believe everything every pastor say. Not everyone that try to touch you and pray for you have your best interest. That's just my belief system. You could feel evil and good. You could sense it in your spirit. God give us a intuition. So you could always know. That's a very important tool. If you don't feel like something, you always know good and evil. Like even before you make any decision in life, you know if it's good or bad. Like even if let's say we didn't have the Bible, we still know what's good and bad. We just choose to ignore and to do whatever feeds our flesh, which, eventually leads to corruption. But you got to be a student. You have to study day and night. Early mornings, Jesus was in the temple. Probably even late nights, most likely was in the temple. And with that, you can go through trials and tribulations. Like I always say, he showed that he was a student, he was humble, but he also had to go through the wilderness. You can't skip that. 40 days and 40 nights he was in the wilderness. A lot of people, they fail to understand his ministry came after all of these stuff. You don't just skip straight to the ministry and you get a kingdom and a nice wife and cars and you're surrounded by, strong men and, your team full of killers and this and that. No, it don't just work like that. You armed security guards. Yeah, this is the life. That's the goal. The goal is to retire your parents, to teach, to fulfill your purpose and to give back to community and where you grow up to go back and give back. Yeah, but these things can't happen until you first humble yourself and understand that only through God you could actually achieve these things. And when you humble yourself, God can give you power to test you though. If you don't pass certain tests, you just won't make it to the next side of things. God can always test you. He can give you just some leeway just to see what you prefer to do. And that's why I always tell people, you don't need to force what's heaven sent, right? Any relationship, any bond, whatever meant to be can flow. Whatever flows, flows. Whatever don't, goes. And that's something that I always live by. Never force things. Whatever's meant to be can be. I'm not saying not work, but at the same time, know the difference between aligning yourself and forcing something that isn't. So, with Jesus showing to God that he's serious, he was again in the temple at age 12. It shows his dedication, that shows how humble he is, and that shows that he actually want what he said he want. If you telling God, well, I want to be rich, when last you tried to make money? Do you have a plan on how you're going to get money? No. The little bit of money you get, what do you do with it? Probably buy something, drink, smoke. Like, God watching all these things. And each decision you make opens another door. Every decision you make has a reaction and leads to a different side of life. So whether it be negative or positive, you only get out what you put in. We might not see it. Your parents might not see it. Your friends might not see it. But God does. He sees all. And he rewards what you give. Focus is key. When Jesus determined in his heart that he would put his best foot forward to study the word and to learn the word, it wasn't no side, it wasn't no distraction. You have to be laser focused. You can find God if you seek him with all your heart, not some, not 20%, not 30%. No, with all of your heart, you can find him. When you truly dedicate your life to whatever you want to be in life, you can get it. It ain't no, oh, this unfair. Everybody goes through trials and tribulations and struggles. If Jesus did, would make you think you ain't. Like, that's just stupid if you ask me. That's dumb to even think that. But that leads to my next point. Jesus was a carpenter. If he was a carpenter, if he had to work, if he had to struggle, and he have to do it early mornings, going to the temple, early mornings, sacrificing, pushing friends, family aside to chase what's important to him, we have to do the same. We literally have to do the same. If you want to be a basketball player, if you want to be whatever it is, it takes early mornings. You got to get up early. You have to have a plan, and you have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. Distractions can come. Things can come to distract you from your purpose. But Jesus knew what he wanted from a young man. He knew what he wanted, and he chased what he wanted with his whole heart. He focused, and he applied principles, because principles and systems breeds success. If you're inconsistent, you have to have a structure in life. You have to have a plan. Okay, I want $1 million by the time I hit this age, whatever the case can be. Or break it down. In a month, I want to save up, let's say, with 20 grand. You have to have a structure. How I can do that? I gotta work. Don't just save, try to invest. I gotta invest. So you have to have a plan. You have to sit down and analyze what is going to get me where I need to be, who is going to get me where I need to be. And you study the correct people that's ahead of you. You humble yourself and realize that they have something that you don't. That's why you're in the same position. Humble yourself. You don't know it all. Don't be stupid and arrogant. If you knew it all, then you wouldn't be in this position or specific situation. So humble yourself. Understand that you don't know it all. Find people that will help you achieve your goal and whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life. Sacrifice parties, smoking, whatever it is that you know is holding you back. You gotta sacrifice. You know what you need to sacrifice. You know what's holding you back. But it's up to you to determine if you can sacrifice. And if not, and everything that God placed on your heart becomes the sacrifice. So it's up to you. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching.